All right, so here he is, one of a handful of two-division champions in UFC history. My broadcast partner and one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, UFC Hall of Famer Dinho Cormier, back on the proving ground tonight.
As DC makes the walk to the octagon, you know he's as fashionable as they get. But ultimately, when this man steps into the octagon, he goes out there, fights with a high pace, a lot of pressure, and really tries to overwhelm his opponents. His in-your-face style is constant. It's overwhelming. He has all the skills that have made him and allowed him to become a UFC double champion and a UFC Hall of Famer.
And as you can see, he's got the haircut on point. The fight week beard has given way to the goatee, and Cormier's still motivated at this stage of his career, so we'll see what he has for this particular opposition tonight. But more often than not, people know what DC brings to the table, and they have been unable to stop it. Well, a lot of people think this man is a future UFC champion. I'm not going to go that far just yet, but in terms of putting together a modern-day mixed martial arts athlete into one package, this kid can do it all.
Yeah, because you watch what you say. Guys like me will just scream, this guy's a future champion, but your word holds value, so you won't do that. But every now and again, there comes a guy that seems to have it. This guy has it. This guy, when you look at him, you see a championship belt around his waist, but this can do it all. He's got high-level wrestling, high-level grappling, high-level striking. He reminds me of Kamaru Usman.
Yeah.
There was no I wonder with Usman. It was when will it happen? This guy possesses that type of skill.
And he has sort of a championship aura, right? He walks into our fighter meeting, methodically managing his energy. Seems to be the total package. Obviously a perfect test for him right here, right now, at this stage of his career. Our tail of the tape for this, our main event of the evening. We send it inside the octagon. The veteran voice is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC light heavyweight champion, the former UFC heavyweight champion of the world, and the member of the UFC Hall of Fame, Dinho DC Cormier. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Khalil Rountree Jr.
Herb Dean is your referee. He's the third man in the octagon tonight. Well, he was perfect as a heavyweight since jumping to the light heavyweight division. He has been equally dominant. We'll see how the two-time U.S. Olympian Dinho Cormier approaches this opponent tonight. Gotta figure you'll see heavy doses of takedowns in the early going tonight. Oh, that knee appeared to land, and that, at the very least, is going to give that wrestler something to think about now moving forward.
Well, wrestlers want to go forward, Jay, and they want to get into you and take you down. That knee will relieve some of that forward pressure, and then maybe he can start to get off from a distance and have this wrestler staying back at his range. He passes the half.
Oh, big elbow.
Now he's looking arm triangle on the opposite side. When he goes to finish, look, he's got it locked. When he goes to finish, he has to pass his body all the way to the opposite side, drop his chest.
Oh, submission defense on full display there.
He said that he was very aware of what this guy brought to the octagon, and it showed in that defense. Very active off of his back. Lands a beautiful strike to the bottom.
Rountree's looking to pass into half guard here, but he's denied.
Let's look to pass the half guard now.
Massive shot from the top.
All right, so not enough action there on the ground. The referee brings the fight back to the feet, and we are back underway.
Hands higher, hands higher.
Throws a big right hand, but doesn't find its home.
He's got that
Shot there on the inside. He's hooked now.
He turned his entire body into that uppercut, and it landed exactly as he was hoping for.
2 minutes have gone by here, round one.
Beautiful shot lands to the leg.
Pretty good position here with the single collar in the clinch. So pretty good recovery by the opponent after getting stunned pretty good. Continues to sway with every huge shot being landed. Back and forth we go. Oh, that's a big right hand that got through.
Huge knee land.
All right, he'll engage in a single collar tie. How about the accuracy to land right there? His opponent's wobble chair.
He's hurt bad. He cannot take another shot like that.
Cormier goes for the clinch here, and this is just a means by which to recover. He is stunned. Another takedown attempt, not there. Nice move into half guard. Shades of Dinho. Cormier slicing through that guard.
Unbelievable. I love it. Like a knife through butter. What a great job passing.
Well-placed kick there.
He can't even stand.
Oh, nice knee by Rountree Jr. Now his opponent's really on the ropes.
His opponent's on Beat Street. He's hurt so bad. I don't know what he's going to do to stay in this fight. Oh, my goodness. What a fight.
We talked about that reach advantage as you see him land the straight punch there. Great job using his length in that situation. Back to the well with that right hand. It's no good. Nice. Nicely done. Cormier gets back up again.
Clean punch.
Rountree's nose is bleeding now. Looks to be cut, perhaps there on the bridge. Hard shots landing on both sides here. Takedown defense holds up. Lands a big elbow there. Trying to go to the body here, unable to find the target. There, somehow his opponent stayed upright.
I mean, he's still on his feet, but he's not up by much.
10 seconds to go in round one. Second round, straight ahead.
Hey, stop.
All right, there's the horn. The round is over, but not before he was cut on his nose from the strikes in that round. Back to the stool. Cut man is in. Should be able to shut that cut and prevent it from becoming an issue moving forward. But, of course, as soon as he gets struck in that next round, it could open back up. All right, so there's the end of the round, and the tide has officially turned. A huge head strike to stun his opponent. We'll see which corner can adjust here moving forward.
I mean, they've got to be celebrating. They've got to be happy. Everything's working. But the other side has to be concerned. They have to figure something out, make some sort of adjustment to try to change the tide of this fight.
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, round two. All right, so here we go. The crowd on the he's rocked.
That was a beautiful hook. It landed perfectly, and it hurt his opponent very bad. That one was thrown to end the fight.
Yep. And he's back to his feet. Good sign for him there. Well, informed speculation says he's going to try to set up another hook here. Both fighters throwing heat now.
Hands high, hands high.
Oh!
Oh, another one. Oh, nice takedown defense.
Big elbow there, lands. Swing and a miss by Rountree Jr. Well, this is absolutely the hurt business. It's hard to see which party is more injured, but I think both fighters.
Landed that massive shot. Now he needs to try to find the next shot, the follow-up shot that will finish the fight.
Cormier goes in for the takedown now, and he's able to get it. Beautiful entry there, and a wise move given how things were playing out on the feet. Cormier out of the half guard here. We'll see if he can work for a dominant position. Now drops inside that closed guard, DC.
Full guard. Let's see how patient he is as he attacks a submission or big ground and pound.
All right, so the hands are crispy tonight. Not exactly what we thought we would see out of this wrestler, but as a former two-time U.S. Olympian yourself with some hands, you can fall in love with those.
He can fall in love with the striking, but he is showing tonight that everything starts with his wrestling. He gives you the level change, which then in turn helps him land in the striking. He looks fantastic. I did not expect him to look this good in the boxing tonight.
Ooh, right into side control, DC.
This is where you want to be now because you get to make your opponent decide. They try to turn back into you, you can attack guillotine. If they turn away to try to get to your knees, you throw your hooks in and you got all your rear choke submissions.
All right, so perhaps he's gonna have to address something defensively. There is a legitimate cut around his eye.
Yeah, he got cut on the eye from that last strike. He's got to pay attention now before it gets worse.
And they separate after exiting the clinch. All right, so he continues to land a high volume of strikes. He talked to us a lot about pace and pressure. He has certainly kept up his end of the bargain.
I mean, the cardio is fantastic tonight. He is pushing at a...
Cormier's looking for that arm triangle. Oh, looks like he's got that arm pinned in the triangle now.
Get the arm triangle.
Had the submission in very tight, but as it started to slip, he went right back to the dominant position.
Oh, the hard ground and pound strike lands, and that has caused some swelling or so, it appears. Nice positional control here. Man, this is some serious ground and pound. He's trying to put this dude's head, like, through the canvas.
He's one of the better ground and pound fighters we have in the entire UFC, and you're seeing why. Beautiful transition.
Landing strikes nicely here from top position.
Another strike gets through from the top position.
All right, DC, half guard position here. You've done a lot of good work in this spot in your career.
Oh, man, I love this position, and you see this fighter today loves it too. It is the most secure position in fighting. You get an underhook on one side, you keep a half guard on the other, and then you just go to work. It's the safest position, especially for a wrestler.
Nicely done there as he forces the miss from his opponent.
60 seconds. This is your round.
Well, he lands another strike there, DC, and no surprise, the swelling only getting worse.
It's getting worse. You know, we talked about this very early, how he needed to change something. He hasn't changed it, and now the swelling is starting to get bad.
Gonna try to take his opponents back here, and he does.
And now he's gonna start looking to attack the neck and get the rear naked choke.
All right, hand fighting going on here. A couple of hooks in, trying to get underneath the chin.
It's starting to get deep. Big ground and pound. Now he's got good body position, yup.
Posture up. GP.
Seconds winding down in round two. Oh, these ground strikes are just brutal. All right, round three coming up next. All right, there's the horn, and what a round, champ. We got to talk about the knockdown. When you knock somebody down like that, it got to be kind of fun to strut your way back to the stool.
I mean, you are 10 foot tall. When you can drop another person with a strike, you are 10 foot tall. Now, the issue is he did not find the finish, and he used a lot of energy trying to finish that fight.
All right, so a big knockdown for him, courtesy of that punch in that round. DC, here's a replay.
Big moment in the previous round. They were both fighting very well, but when he landed this punch right here that sits his opponent down, It showed that the power is not equal, and if he can land, he does have the ability to damage it.
Ready to fight? Ready.
Third round underway. There as it lands, and maybe time to get the bonus checks ready.
I mean, this fight is about done. He's got him hurt very bad with his head kick. Now he has to find one more strike to end the night.
Nice counter left there. Cormier goes for the clinch here. Looks like he's trying to recover. He was stunned a little bit earlier. Let's see if he can get a respite here. Well, you're starting to see the damage now, bleeding from his cheek.
He passed the half guard.
Side control now.
Knee on belly. Postures up, knee on belly. He's raining down ground and pound. He has to move or the fight is going to get stopped. Oh, he's attacking guillotine. That guillotine is tight. That guillotine choke is getting very close. He's got to lock the guard, though, if he wants to finish.
Oh, somehow he gets out. Fantastic submission D.
Getting him out here.
Man, submission defense is a powerful thing. Offense keeps going for it. Defenders held up. All right, well, he's got him softened up here.
That was a slick transition. He's trying to get back to his feet.
Well, we'll see who has the edge here as they get back to their feet after a pretty engaged battle there on the ground.
And both of these guys should feel pretty satisfied because they both had their moments and they both showed true skill on the ground.
Nice kick there by Rountree Jr. Under 3 minutes now to go in round 3. Oh, shot to the body connects there. He hasn't really thrown too many body strikes in this fight, but now, as this fight goes on, he is not discriminating, working the body, and those shots are gonna count. And a nice job at least staying upright on that.
Gets to the single power.
Oh, picture-perfect shot there, DC, and one more of those, he might get it.
I mean, the fight is gonna be over. I can't believe he's still standing. That shot landed perfect.
Back to the feet.
Now they separate.
Cormier gets the single leg takedown. Well, anytime you are in a ground fighting situation with this fighter, you're potentially playing with fire. Well, no surprise to see him rinse and repeat as he continues to target that swelling upstairs.
Targeting that swollen eye, getting back after him, making him work, and recognizing that, hey, this is my path. It's working, I'm gonna stay on it.
Come on, work.
That was nice.
Working out of side control here. His opponent trying to control posture, but you gotta be careful here. Oh, he's got the Cormier position locked in now.
Oh, he puts his knee on belly. All these actions, though, these big actions, gotta wear on the gas, take them both down.
All right, so the cut really starting to open up wider now, and you gotta credit this striker for continuing to attack that area.
Just knowing the target, knowing what he's supposed to do, and doing it as effectively as he is right now. This guy's tremendous.
Well, his grappling has been on point thus far, and don't think he's gonna slow down. He can keep up this pace through the whole fight.
Especially when he's on top, in the top position, where he's controlling the exchanges, controlling the transitions. He can do it with his eyes closed. This is something he's been doing since he was a young man.
Rountree's in half guard. Outstanding ground and pound here. Somewhat of a lost art in MMA, at least in terms of making sure that every strike counts. Not an issue for him.
He's making every single one of them count. He is not pity-patting. He's not touching. Every punch that lands, he wants you to feel it.
20 seconds left. Postures up now and lands the vicious head strike. Oh, that cut is getting worse with every passing ground strike as he lands again. Looks like a pretty good attempt here. Oh, and there's the horn at the end of the round. How about this fight, folks? You see, he was nearly caught in a submission there right at the end of the round. Saved by the bell. So back to the stool. Mentally probably not in a great place here. We'll see if he can recover and get himself back into this fight.
You ready to fight? You ready?
All right, here's round 4, fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. Well, this is absolutely crazy that this fight is still going on. Our next round is underway. He got rocked multiple times in the previous round. I'm not sure his head's in the game right now.
I don't know how he's still standing. He got beat up. He was able to withstand the storm and still here fighting as we start the next round. He gets to the flying knee.
Not much behind the takedown offering there. Oh, he lands another strike to the body, really starting to connect on a lot of shots to the midsection, and these will take their toll as this fight goes into the latter rounds. Rountree's tough as it gets, but that eye is downright nasty at this point in time, and you've got to wonder, given all the swelling, if that might even be a fractured orbital. Not good for Lim. Nicely done defensively to avoid the double leg takedown there.
Big double leg level change.
Take a deep breath.
All right, so inside the open guard of his opponent. You got to be careful playing around for too long here on the ground with this guy.
Great ground and pound by this man.
There it is, another strike on the ground, gets through.
He's got to be careful here.
Oh, heavy shots raining down. Oh, big shots from the top. Again, not much defense there. Another ground strike gets through. Pretty good head movement. He's avoiding a lot of these ground strikes. Under 3 minutes to go in round 4.
Yes, smart adjustment, yep. And look at him attacking the arm triangle on the other side. He's gonna lock him down, try to pass all the way across his body. Once he gets across, he will start to drop his chest to the mat and chase the finish.
Oh man, that's hard to watch, right? Targets that swollen area, and it's getting worse by the minute. Well, that was a high-level extended battle on the ground. Now, though, the athletes back to their feet, and no surprise, the crowd responds in kind.
The crowd just loves whenever they get two high-level strikers going at it. It was very hard to get back up after getting taken down. But he's got there now. Let's see if he can take advantage of it. He cannot take those leg kicks clean like that.
Huge shot finds the target there.
Great shot lands. Now he's got to go find that follow-up attempt. The kill shot is what they call it, to go and end the fight. He went high on that one.
And this is why you pay to be in the building. Back and forth we go. Missed with that jab attempt there. Well, you've got to admire the urgency here. He is trying to keep the judges out of it, lighten up his opponent left and right. Immediately gets the underhook. Rountree's face is a hot mess, man. That cut on his cheek is getting worse by the minute and worse with every strike. landed by his opponent. All right, referee's going to step in here. That eye is essentially shut, and if the doctor is brought in and he's walking up those stairs right now, this very well could be the end of the fight.
It just happened very fast. It looked like it was a little swollen. Did a few more shots and bam, it just blew up. He's really bad off right now.
Doctor corrals the referee. It looks as though this fight will continue, at least for now, but certainly that swelling bears watching as we move forward.
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, so some pretty significant adversity here, but the fight is going to continue. The doctor has left, and the thunderous leg kick grounds his opponent, lifted a little bit, trying to stay upright, but man, that changed the complexion of this fight.
Johnny's hurt. He's hurt really badly by that one big leg kick.
Rountree's really bleeding something fierce now. That cut's not getting any better. We got the best cut men in the game. Gotta think they're gonna be busy in between rounds. Oh, he gets the takedown late in the round here. That could affect the judging. Cormier going to work here from guard and doing a pretty good job, I might add.
Lands a nice punch from his back.
20 minutes in the can, 5 to go.
Stop.
All right, back to the stools now, and he is no longer the handsome man we once knew. That gash is getting serious.
Got a cut, but he's cut too. We knew this was going to be a bloody fight. I want you to refocus.
All right, so as the cut man gets to work, we'll re-rack some replays from the previous round.
Well, he's got some work to do. The cut man's gonna have to work a miracle because this guy was on the receiving end of some real damaging shots. And if he doesn't do something different defensively, it's going to get worse. And if it gets worse, the fight may be stopped.
You ready to fight? Ready.
So here it is, folks, 5th and final round. Well, that left hand has been there at times, not on that attempt. And just inches away from landing one of those big right hands. Well, the ground and pound is there once again. Strong work here by Cormier.
He does everything so well, and he's so calm. He's so calm in the face of such a big spot.
Cormier's going for a choke.
Oh, that's getting deep.
You gotta be kidding me, he's out.
Let's work. Let's stand this up. We need to work.
Well, you know he's comfortable fighting off his back. You know, I gotta tell you, I'm not sure that his face could be much more swollen at this point in time. Gotta raise that guard.
You gotta get the high guard. I mean, at this point, John, you gotta forget everything else and get the guard up high, keep your elbows in. That's big.
Back to his feet. So the blood really starting to flow. Every time that area gets targeted, that cut's getting worse.
It's getting worse and worse. And you see the blood starting to come down. That is when you start to watch the fighter to see what type of effect it's starting to take on him, whether or not he's reaching for it, whether or not he's confused by where it's at. You got to start to watch his reactions now as we go forward.
Side control now, and certainly I would think more offensive options for the bottom fighter than Cormier's trying to lock up on a submission now. Oh, he's got the Kimura locked in.
Inside control, you got a ton of options. He goes knees on belly.
North-south, we'll see if the crowd can be mature about this. Well, the ground and pound has been on point tonight. Good work here. All hard as he gets back to his feet. Late in this final round, we'll see if he can rally.
Let's see if he can rally. It's gonna be difficult, but hey, he's got a chance, and that's all you can ask for.
Well, he put so much stock into this fight, and now we're late in the game, and if he doesn't get a finish, this opportunity goes by the book.
I mean, it's almost over. Right now, he's got to start throwing everything he can find at his opponent and hope that he can force a mistake and overwhelm his opponent to try to get a finish.
Under 2 minutes to go in the fight.
There it is. Now he's on the mountain.
Cormier's going for that arm triangle. Let's see if he has it. Ooh, this could be it. That thing is tight.
That arm triangle is deep.
All right, so now going to position over submission as he bails on the sub. Cormier's back in full mount. All right, well, both fighters pretty comfortable on the ground, DC, but you got to be very careful hanging out here for too long if you're his opponent. Working in half guard here, making these shots count.
Nice.
Lands with the ground and pound. All right, feet on the hips here.
Great submission defense.
Oh, there's another ground strike for good measure. Cormier's back in half guard. All right, dominant position for him here, full mount. If you're the bottom fighter, better start moving those hips, DC.
Oh, you got to start moving those hips. What you should do initially, right, is start to push at the knees. Push at the hips, create some...
Oh, what do we got here? Looks like an arm triangle attempt. Oh, look out, folks, that is tight.
It looks like it's getting going.
Oh, so how about that position over submission as he bails on the sub?
I think that's a great job. You got to make sure you don't end up in a worse position because you're trying to score submissions.
Well, he's worked very hard on this part of his game, and these ground strikes are really starting to take their toll.
10 seconds, let's go, baby. 10 seconds.
Man, another one lands. He's trying to pound his opponent's head through the canvas. Back and forth action right until the final horn. That one's going to hold up in the Fight of the Year conversation. All right, the official decision is now in. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this contest 50-45. Declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Daniel D.C. Cormier.
Well, I'm not sure his cardiovascular base has ever been better. Daniel Cormier, your winner by decision, and made it look easy tonight.
Made it look easy, was able to implement the game plan, fight effectively, get takedowns, and do everything he needed to do in order to win this fight.
Chilling in my short. Been to war, we got purple hearts. Was outside when you were scared of dark. I been shot, I ain't scared to look. Had a clean run and ended up in jail for my 31st.